Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 15 in our 20 from 1987 series. And this is another classic created by Sega. And this is called Alien Syndrome. And this kind of rides on the coattails of the popular 1986 film Aliens. And in this game, you go through various space stations and alien planets and stuff, and you try to rescue human hostages. And you have a certain amount of time that you need to do that before the round where you're in explodes and you lose a life and you have to start it all over. But you can play two players simultaneously in this game. You can have player 1 who is known as Ricky and player 2 is known as Mary. And this game is a blast as two players, and it's a pretty decent game as a one-player game. There are various weapon power-ups that you can collect. There's a laser, there's a flamethrower, there's rapid fire, there's bombs, and there are option fighters. And the option fighters are really generally pretty lame. They're kind of like option fighters from, like, say, Gradius, in which they help you. They shoot when you shoot, but here they just shoot behind you, and they're generally pretty worthless unless you're facing certain bosses, and there are boss fights, and you need to at least rescue, and see here, you can choose between either the guy or the girl, and you need to rescue at least 10 hostages.
The time bomb is set.
And a time bomb is set to start a stage, and this is a run-and-gun game that scrolls in all directions, and it's overhead perspective. And a lot of the hostages are along the walls on the left and right. And there's one I just picked up there. But you see a hostage meter at the bottom center, and it starts to go down as you collect more hostages. There are certain question marks that you can sometimes touch, and there will sometimes be doors that open up new little areas that you can go into. There is a map screen that you can touch, and you can see with the little blue icons on that map screen where the rest of the hostages are. Now you need to collect 10 hostages to be able to open up the exit at the generally top center of the stage or round. But you can collect more than 10, and you will get extra bonus points for doing so. The hostages are generally like 100 points apiece, but once you collect more than 10, then they're in the thousands. Like 1,000, 2,000, then 3,000, and continually adding 1,000 to each additionally rescued hostage. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And here's the first boss. Now the boss fights can be deceptively hard. See, this guy just keeps shooting at me. And you need to shoot his body when that little hole opens up to spit out a snake thing. The collision detection is not terribly forgiving in this game. He's not dead. And when those little gooey bits get spit out on the floor, do not touch them. You will die. You are a one-hit kill. You just shoot this head and move out of the way before it can tag you. And you will get a bonus for time remaining, and you will get a bonus for all the hostages you rescued.
The time bomb is set.
I always thought that felt really creepy, the way that that voice said it. And there's a laser. My favorite is probably the flamethrower. There's a flamethrower, which we might not have seen yet. And the flamethrower spits out, just extends this big extension of flame, and it just kind of sticks it out there and kills anything it touches. All these enemies will die with one hit. Except, there are some generators that will spit out enemies, and it takes a long time for you to destroy that generator. Since you are timed, there's a generator right there. Since you are timed, you might just be better off ignoring it and moving along to find other hostages. There are question mark doors, like where you get the weapons from, and the weapons have little letters to indicate what they are, like L for laser or B for bombs or something. But the question marks, they give bonus points, but there is a special trick with them we'll look at later that can lead you to get extra lives. And you can't get extra lives through getting certain point values, or from collecting like 1-up icons. I'll show you later on how to do that. How to get the extra lives. Now this boss can be kind of tough. Touching any of those little things that it spits out will kill you. There is no continue in this game. Here is where you really can use those option guys to your advantage. Whoops. You don't lose your weapon when you die, fortunately. Just stay kind of at the bottom and waste enough of those spinning guys so that they can't hit you if you're at the way bottom anymore. And then go to the side and start nailing them from behind. But position those guys that shoot behind you, your option guys, so that they can take out these things behind you. And I'm getting pretty low on time.
Caution. 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 Caution.
Shoot. Didn't have much time left.
Round
You
3.
get an extra, I think, 100 points
The time bomb is set.
after beating the boss for all the hostages you were able to collect. Sorry if the video got a little glitchy at times. That's just Bandicam it can kind of act funny sometimes when I'm recording over the video that I already recorded. I have to record it again because it's just way too big in size. But you can fall off the edge and die automatically, so be careful, especially when especially when going along this skinny little road here. There will just be various different settings. Notice on each round that are different from others. Notice that on this stage there are enemies way below that can shoot up at you, and you cannot destroy those enemies. Now the trick that I was telling you before is you want to get exactly 100,000 points. Then any of those question mark boxes that you open, or doors that you open, will give you an extra life until your score changes. Until you get more than 100,000 points, then the trick won't work anymore. But we'll look at me do that later on. There is an icon from I think it's opening the question mark doors. And here's another boss. This boss is actually pretty easy. Here's an area that you shoot through. And you don't get your option fighters right away to start a boss stage. They will enter the stage. And don't confuse them for an enemy. They are just coming to you. They're not enemies, they're your option fighters. Shoot through this wall to take out all the legs of this boss. And note that its eyes will fly around it, and those eyes will kill you if they touch you. Now go to the way bottom, because those eyes will hit you, and shoot at an angle from below, just to make sure that the eyes don't hit you. And I guess he was able to walk through the wall right there. This game was
Round
pretty cool. I
4.
remember seeing this. This was at
The
a
time bomb
nickel
is
arcade that I frequented in the mid to later 80s. But a very popular game, and they had a remake of it in more recent years for the Wii and the PlayStation Portable, 2007, I think. And it was also called Alien Syndrome, but it was very different. It was still an overhead scrolling type of game, but a lot of different elements to it. Especially on the later levels, it really doesn't pay to try to destroy those monster generators. Just try to avoid the enemies that are trying to follow you here. You can't get crushed by that door, in case you were wondering. Yeah, I always found this game to be very creepy. It has a very creepy vibe to it. The music, the computerish voice. Yeah, it's game over. You do not get to continue in this game. So if you can farm extra lives with the 1-up trick that we will look at later on, do so. And then die after you've gotten all those extra lives. And start again. All those question mark doors will be back. But just kind of know the layout of the stage, and know that if you hug the walls all around the area, you'll eventually get a lot of hostages. And here we have this kind of squid boss, or is it a face hugger boss? I can't really tell. I put on invincibility by this point, just so I could beat the game quicker. But there are a total of 7 rounds, and the final round is just a boss fight. But it's a super hard boss fight. It won't be hard if you have invincibility on, like I will. This is a pretty cool game. I also remember playing this, I think, on the Commodore Amiga.
The time bomb is set.
Yeah, on the I think on the once you start another stage or another round, then you go back to your crappy little pistol. And later on in the game, there will be weapon doors that you can open, and you'll go back to your crappy pistol. And I forget what the letter for that pistol was.
Go to the exit.
But we're just looking at snippets of the remainder of the levels. And on this one, the enemies are fast, and there's little worms that pop up out of the ground. Where's the exit? Damn it. Yeah, you can see where the exit is and where the hostages are on the map screen. Yeah, I guess that player 1, Ricky, and player 2, Mary, are lovers. That it's indicated in the ending. Here you can kind of play whack-a-mole with these little things that pop out of the ground, but really, all you really want to do is kill the monster that's sticking its head out right here. You don't have to worry about the other things. And it walked right over the hole. Okay.
Round 6.
And we are almost to the final stage. Yeah, I dig this game. Kind of wish there were sequels. It's a pretty decent game, but like I said, it's probably ideal to have 2 players simultaneous play.
Go to the exit.
Yeah, each of the comrades, I guess I keep calling them hostages, but they're your comrades. Each of your comrades are 100 points when you collect them, and then there's a 100-point bonus for each one that you collected after you beat the boss. Just remember that the collision detection is not terribly forgiving, and you're a one-hit kill. So really, don't charge through guns a-blazing and expect to make it out in one piece. You gotta be careful. And bits of goo that an alien fires,
Round 7.
like in the was it the first stage or no the first stage I think, or if an alien explodes in its first form, don't touch those bits. They'll kill you. And this boss is tough because of that shield. You have to know where to stand so that you don't get hit by the pieces. And you need to hit not the giant head thing, but you need to hit that floating head that's hovering around it. Yeah, I really think this is a pretty cool game that maybe didn't get quite as much notice as it should have gotten. Definitely a classic. And this probably, I think this appeared on the Sega Master System. Yeah, see, they're making out there, so I guess they're lovers. But that is Alien Syndrome. You will start all the stages over, and there is no increased difficulty the second time around.
Round
See, we
1.
start all the stages over, but it's not any harder the next time around. But that is Alien Syndrome. We didn't really get to see much from player 2, Mary. She has quite an audible scream when she dies. But we are now going to take a look at the extra life trick. So I'm going to cautiously get myself points, enough so that I have exactly 100,000. The aliens are like, I think, 200 points. And again, the hostages are 100 points. And I think for each shot on the generator is like 200 points. I don't remember for sure. But now that I've got 100,000 points, open up all those question mark doors, and you will get an extra life for each of them. And there's like I put on invincibility here too. There's like a chess piece when you otherwise, I think, collect the question mark icons, or open the question mark doors, and you get bonus points. But yeah, get 100,000 points exactly, and then open up all the question mark doors, and they are each going to be an extra life. Then you can let the time run out, die, and do it all over again, because you'll start the whole stage over again. Just get all those question mark blocks again, and you can rack up some extra lives. So I'm just looking around here for the extra question mark doors. And it looks like there's a person holding up like a 1-up sign or something.
0.
Here's me
Ignition.
run out of time. Station blows up. Your mission has failed. Try again. Rescue your comrades. You just
Round
start the
2.
round over.
The time bomb is set.
Creepy computerized voice there. But that is the very cool Alien Syndrome by Sega in 1987. And this was game number 15 in our 20 from 1987 series. Well, I hope you're managing to survive with such astronomical gas prices. They really went up recently. But at any rate, that was Alien Syndrome, created by Sega in 1987. Definitely a classic. Well, this is Crazy Clown Race, and thanks for watching game number 15, Alien Syndrome by Sega. See you soon with game number 14. Bye bye, folks.